Kilo 4 Lima, Quebec Lima, K4LQL.
LQL, this is KC9VKV. What's the name there?
The handle here is George. And James, you got a beautiful signal into Alabama. I've heard your conversation, and I've been adjusting my ALC. I think I've got it right, but on the compression, I've got a little ICOM 718. On the compression, I can't find how to set that, so I don't have any compression on at all right now.
Roger, do you not have a volume control pot that will adjust your ALC? I'm sorry, will adjust your compression?
No, sir. I went into the setup mode. You know, I've looked everywhere I know to look to find an adjustment for it, but I can't find anything at all to actually set the ALC mode.
All right, then let's do an experiment. You do have an insertion control. You can turn your compressor on, Roger.
I have a button to turn it on. I don't have it on right now.
Okay, what I want you to do, and this is just, the thing is, if a compressor is adjusted too much compression, when you key and don't speak, it will suck up the background, and this will be reflected in your watt meter. And if you're running excessive compression when you key but don't speak, if you're running excessive compression, you'll see your watt meter come up to maybe mid-scale, 2/3 or a third up or something. So what I want you to do is have your compressor engaged. I want you to key but not say anything, and then look at your output meter and tell me what it reads, Roger.
Roger. Okay, it was only showing 1 bar.
Okay, and that is with your compressor engaged, Roger. All right, George, I'm still trying to find you. I'm looking around on these SDRs. I still haven't found one that's better than my local antenna, and I'm only copying you about 3 dB over my noise level. So if you can copy me, what's your location, sir?
I'm located in the state of Alabama, right directly in the middle of the state.
Located in Alabama, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running an ICOM 718.
718, and what microphone?
All right, the microphone is a little ICOM desk mic. Let me look at the number. The mic is an IC-SM6.
Ah, yes. Okay, so it looks like you might be a little hot into your ALC. So what I'm going to suggest is, with mic gain in hand, look at your ALC and just speak naturally into your microphone and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, let's see. Right now it's showing about... Right there is about 2/3, and I've got the mic about, I guess, about 4 inches from my mouth.
All right, it sounds a little hot. I want you to back out of your compressor. Turn your compressor off and let me hear you.
Okay, that should be compressor off.
Okay, and again, you're running mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC, Roger?
Roger.
All right, tell me about your antenna system.
Okay, now the antenna system, James, is a homemade dipole, and unfortunately it's about half of it in the trees, and I can't get up there to do much about it right now.
Roger, you still sound like you might be a little hot into your ALC. So what is your current mic gain control numbers? What's your mic gain saying that your mic gain is?
Mic gain is reading 16.
Alrighty, and what's the maximum mic gain number? In other words, how high does that mic gain go?
It goes, excuse me, I'm having to turn it back down. It goes all the way up to 99.
Alrighty. Do you have a mic gain on your microphone? Is your microphone powered microphone?
James, it's got a little rotatable knob on the bottom of it that says low on one side and high on the other, and I've got it set about midway.
I turned it down to a little bit more on the low side. Turn it down. Yeah, turn it down a little bit more on the low side. It sounds like you might be overdriving your audio front end. So you want to be maybe a third up from the low position, about a third up as opposed to halfway. Just about a third up from low. Roger.
That's got it up about a third. How does that sound?
All right, now I want you to look at your ALC again, and now adjust your mic gain on your radio to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Roger, I'll do that. Let's see. Hello. Test, hello. That should be about 2/3, James.
Roger. Now, when we adjust microphones, we don't want to whistle and we don't want to go like that. We want to just speak naturally, because that meter, we want that meter to reflect what we're normally doing, and we're normally not doing or whistling. So just speak naturally into your mic and adjust your ALC by mic gain control until the ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger, Roger. Well, Mother Nature has pulled the plug just about on our propagation, but maybe she'll bring it back here. I'm thinking it's sounding pretty good, but I want to hear more of it. Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
It's an ease of operation. I also have an FT857 that I've been using, experimenting with digital mode, and I like this little base station. It's ease of operation. I like the instruments on it. The hearers on this is quite as good as what the FT857 has, but I do like it very much. Over.
Roger, Roger, George. Well, what I want you to do now is back off on your mic gain. You still sound like you might be a little hot into your ALC. You're running about 2 dB dynamic range. What we're looking for is about 3. So maybe back off a little bit on your mic gain. If it is 16 or something, back it down to about 13. Roger?
Roger. Okay, that's got it back down to 13. And I also have the mic sitting on the desk about, I'm going to say a good 6 or 7 inches away from me, over.
All right, I want you closer to that mic. I think most Radio Shacks are not acoustically treated walls, and we probably want to work around 2 to 3 inches away from our microphone. That way we have a nice signal-to-noise ratio going into the radio. And you know, there are all kinds of things that can get into your audio, like blowers and wives yelling at kids and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So if we run that microphone about 2 to 3 inches away, that is a pretty good, you know, distance. Would that be comfortable for you, sir?
Yeah, okay, this is about 2 to 3 inches away. 2 inches away. I'm trying to talk there now.
Yeah, I would do that, and then you know, again, tell me about your radio, and again, something that you really like about your radio.
Okay. Well, it's small, it's compact, of course has a built-in power supply, typical of most gas models, which I do like, and I like the fact that you can adjust most of the controls, and they're easy to get to. It's right in front of me, easy to reach. It sounds good too. Of course, I'm using earphones, but I normally do when I try to talk to somebody because, like I say, I'm a little hard of hearing. So is that any better, James? Over?
I think we're coming along. Now, let's see, gosh, I wanted you to, your compressor is off. Is that a Roger, or is it on? Yeah, okay, take your compressor off and let me hear you without the compressor. Trying to figure out exactly why you're still about 2 dB. You should have been back to about 3 dB, but take that compressor off and let me hear you without it.
Roger. Okay, that's the compression totally off, and still have the mic about probably 3 inches in front of my face. Over.
I think that's sounding a lot cleaner. So we'll just bypass that compressor. Just keep that compressor off. Now go back to your ALC and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Alrighty. Let's see. I just got it in. It's still showing about 2/3 right there on number 13 there, James. Over.
Okay, so your audio was pretty loose there. You have about a 5 dB dynamic range. So I think what it is, come back with your compressor on and let me hear that for a minute.
Okay, James, now that's compression back on. That is compression back on, same distance away from the mouth, over.
Yes, sir. So what you need to do is I want you to go to the book on your radio and find out where that compressor is and how to get to set the level, because it's really squashing your audio right now. So it's set too high. When you find out how to adjust your compression, you want to set it on a 3. You want it to run a third of its possibilities. So if it's a volume control, that is, you only want to run it a third of the volume or input that it could, or a 3 out of 10 or a 30 out of 100. Roger?
Roger. Okay, James, I thank you very much for the help here. I've been listening to you for a while, and I might add, you've got a beautiful, clean signal here in Alabama. It's been a joy to talk to you, my friend, and I'll say 73s. Have a great day. K4LQL will be clear.
Yes, sir, George. Yeah, and like I say, you look in that book and figure out how to bring that compression down to a 3, and I think you'll be absolutely perfect. Right now, it's you're a little warm, and it's adding a little distortion, and it's collapsing your dynamic range to about 1.5 dB to 2 dB, which is too much. So when you read the book there and adjust that to a 3, I think you'll be right on. So 3's George. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Thanks for dropping by. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call out or search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, and you'll be looking for an entity, a Qso entitled My Group AIRCHECK 81420. My Group AIRCHECK 81420, and give us 48 hours to get it loaded up. Roger?
Roger. Okay, James, thank you very much, my friend. Stay safe.
Roger, Roger, George, likewise. 3's to you, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.